Hi, I'm Helene Woods, and this is Let's Quilt, episode number 5. Hi, today we're going to start talking about our fall table runner, and I thought to give everybody a chance to go to a quilt store and see what one is like, we're going to take a little field trip to a quilt store in my hometown. Shall we go inside and see what's going on? When you first walk into a quilt store, it can be a little intimidating, but don't let it be. The people that work in the stores are always there to give you a hand in choosing colors and fabric. I just like to walk around and look at all the fabrics, to feel them, and look at the beautiful color arrays that they have here. We're going to start shopping now for our fall project, which is going to be a table runner. So let's walk through the store and look and see how everything is set up. And now we can look in here and see how all the fabrics are set up. In this particular case, we're here where all the blues are. You can see large patterns, small patterns, turquoise colors onto royal blues. So if I was looking for a blue type of fabric, this is the place of the store where I would be. And as you can see, there is quite a large selection for you to choose from. Now we've looked over on the other side of the store at what we have for hues. Now on this side, we'll have a representation of manufacturers' lines. We have a Fairy Frost here, we have the Fusion here, and all these fabrics are called basic fabrics. They will go with anything that's on the other side of the store. Here's some other type of fabrics I'd like to show you. We're going to call these specialty fabrics. There we've got M&Ms, pots and pans, and look at this lemon fabric. This is also a whole selection in the quilt store that you can look for these too if you're making things that you really want to have a special fabric for. If you're having problems choosing a color, you can for your project, you can buy this little color wheel, and that will help you get yourself knowing what hues are going to work for your project that you're making. This is another way that I think will help you choose your colors, and your designs are a very important part of your quilt. I've made this little template myself, and I place it on here, and now I'm looking and I see exactly how that's going to look when it's cut into a small patch. I'm going to put this back, and then I'm going to choose a larger design that I think is very, very pretty. And here again, if I place this on this apple, you can see, oh, that's really too big. But then if I bring it over to the little berries and things like that, it looks much better. So this gives you an idea of how you can choose your fabric and still get a good idea what it's going to look like. Because we're going to be shopping for our table runner, I've come to this part of the store that has all the tans, the browns, and the oranges, which are the colors that we're going to be using in our table runner. Well, I've been looking through the store, and I found some browns here that I think might look very pretty in our table runner. Here's a nice brown, as nice as oranges and things, but here's a nice gold with orange flowers in it, and I think those two might look very well for our table runner. When you're choosing your colors, it's a good idea, if there's fluorescent lighting, to take your fabrics and get close to a door or to a window so you can get a better feel of how the fabric will look in natural light. The fluorescent lighting sometimes puts a yellow glow on the fabric, which is very misleading. In a previous episode, I showed you how you can buy batting in the package, but I also spoke about how you can get it by the yard. Now here Nancy has it by the yard. There's all kinds of it, cottons, very nice, the warm, cooler ones, whatever you would want. You can buy by the yard too. For our wall hanging, we did not wash the fabric because we knew it was going to be on the wall and not be used. For the table runner, we want to protect it against getting spills on it and things, so we're going to wash it. And if you have chosen a batik, you want to get a solution that sets the color for you. Now here's a quilt soap that you would use for all the other fabrics that you buy.
I would say make your 9 patches with this in it and the beige, and use this as these blocks.
Beige, beige, orange, and gold.
Okay, so this is going to be the center.
Yes.
And then you'll go with these.
Yes.
That's good. That'll
work fine.
That'll work really good.
Now Nancy and I have chosen these fabrics to go into our table runner. I'm going to take them, leave them here on the table. I'm going to stand back about 10 feet so I get a really good idea on how they look. Well, we've decided that we really like all these colors, and so I'm going to have Nancy cut. This is Nancy. She's the owner of the shop that we're at today, and she's going to start cutting my fabric for me. Nancy, I'm going to need 1/4 yard of all of these. Okay, now I'm going to pay Nancy for the fabric that we bought today, which have turned out so beautiful, and thank her very much for her patience and having it come into her store.
Thanks for coming.
I've made a representation of the fall table runner that we're going to be making, and I'd like to give you a good idea of what we're going to have happening. We're going to have the center piece here. This will be all one piece, and I'm going to teach you how to quilt this, and we'll do this on a diagonal. The next we have a brown border. Then we get into the 9 patches themselves. Typically a 9 patch would have 5 dark squares and 4 light squares. I have a close-up here for you to look at the 9 patch itself. Here I'm using 5 different fabrics. The fabrics I've chosen, I have 2 of the floral here, the golds, I have 3 tans, and 1 value, another here, and in the rust. I suggest when you go out to buy your fabrics, because the squares are so small, that you don't get anything with a large design in it. Along with the 9 patch, we're going to have a single square or patch that will be all one color to give us a little bit of, break it up a little bit. And then we'll continue on, and then we will put our border on. I think that it'll make a really pretty fall theme for your house, and I hope you enjoy it. When you purchased all your fabric at this quilt store and you take it home, don't forget that we're going to have to wash it because to watch for color fastness. When you get it out of the dryer, you can see all of these raggedy edges. So at this time is when we will straighten our fabric. Here again, I'll show you how we do that. We line it up. Straighten it, our hand, get it nice and flat, and then we take our ruler. I'm going to move it over just about 1/4 inch off of the line that I want to cut it on. I'm going to lay my ruler down, and we'll cut it off. When you get your fabric home and you wash it, press it, and get all of the raggedy edges off, be sure that you do this on every piece of fabric. The next time we get together, I'm going to be showing you how to do some strip cutting and some strip piecing. If you've finished your wall hanging, send us a photo to our website so we can share it with our other viewers. Until next time.